Hey, Mom. It appears that you have gone viral on TikTok.
Any device seen?
Oh my god. Anyway, a lot of people had. There were a lot of comments from all around the place.
Okay.
Comments from South America, comments from Eastern Asia, all depicting their own theories about what Amelia could be within the context of their own culture. What do you think about that?
Well, it's quite interesting what you said about the people. What you said people from South America are saying, about Amelia, how it plays out in their society. It will be quite interesting to hear from people in Asia, for example, people from Japan and Korea. In Korea, for example, K-pop. How does Amelia play out in their society? If you look at the images in manga and anime, they are Asian forms that are presented in very westernized way.
What do you mean by that?
Well, first thing you have to understand is that one of the important elements of the colonial matrix of power, the way it operates, is through globalization, universalization of Western standards. So we have this Western standard as womanhood here now, Western standard of womanhood, beauty, and women's aspirational goals, for example, what women dream to be, But before I continue with this, I'm just going to tell you a short story to help you encapsulate something you can cushion the whole thing on. So there's this Western woman, NGO, humanitarian, woke, intersectional woman that went to Africa. So when she got to Africa, she met this African woman that was telling her that she's hungry, she's suffering, that she can't even feed her own kids. The Western woman that doesn't really like seeing suffering, she's quite uncomfortable with a world that is full of suffering. She doesn't want it. She turns to the African woman and says, listen, I have this package for you. Take it. In this package, there are 2 items, okay? The first item is a time travel device. So the time travel device is going to take you back in time. When you get there, take the second item, which is a contraceptive. Give it to your mother. This will empower your mother to be who she wants to be. Rather than having biology or nature determine for her who she wants to be. She will be free from the yoke of nature. You will not exist, your children will not exist, and there will be no suffering. So this story I'm telling you now is simply a way for you to understand. It's a way to also explain Amelia and coloniality. Okay, it also shows the deep arrogance, the Messiah complex, the missionary zeal that is at the heart of the vast operation of the colonial matrix of power in many ways. The missionary zeal to shape the world and the understanding. This is not just happening to biodiversity. It's also happening to languages. It's happening to culture. It's happening to dialects. It's happening to diets, food, climate, womanhood, a homogenization of the idea of womanhood. There's a common thread that runs through the evolution of Amelia. It is the idea of the motherless child. Okay? So if you look, for example, at the images of dolls in the West from the Victorian time, then you have the German dolls, the adult-themed dolls, German dolls, Lily, up to its current version now. The whole process sums up the process of evolution of Barbie, which is an encapsulation, if you like, of the Western standard of womanhood. The people that made the dolls, that make these dolls in the West, their idea is that they are creating some kind of inspiration for young girls. Okay, so if you now look at your Victorian princess, your sister's love machine, your bicep flexing woman, your shoulder padded yuppie woman, your heroin chic war on terror woman, okay, and your intersectional stripper and porn star woman. All this rolled together, blended together, is what Amelia is. Now, G.M.Young was talking about Amelia in the 1930s, okay? But Amelia has evolved from then. It still has the same DNA. The cause, the fundamentals are still the same. But it has evolved from what it was in the 1930s to what it is now. So,
to answer my question,
we're not there yet. The stripper, the intersectional stripper and porn star version of this Amelia reminds one of its roots, of its German roots, the adult theme shop, So your so you have the weave Barbie doll, the weave Barbie, and the Western standard model of woman, Amelia. All these three, they're the same. They've been imposed and universalized, they take different forms and different shape in different cultures. Because of the cultural context in which they've been introduced into. However, what we see is that this form or this image of woman, is being globalized and universalized as the image of a woman. So what we see today is that most women on this planet are seeking or are in pursuit of this Amelia. So now the men have joined them, but it's still the same image. You see, the underpinning of everything I'm telling you here also is this specific Victorian idea that takes the biology as a site, a venue, or as a means of settling philosophical disputes or economic or social or political disputes, you say. So, to answer your question, Amelia is the composite Eurocentric standard model of womanhood that was invented by the European aristocracy in their portraits, where they present themselves as they want people to see them rather than how they really look in person. Okay, so you get that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it is also important that I point out to you that Amelia is a motherless child, okay? She is also not a mother. She is an individual and she doesn't have a genealogy. And that is Amelia.
All right. Thanks, Mom.